I quit training legs for 3 months, but now for the next 30 days, I'm gonna hit them every single day. Now you're probably thinking I'm crazy, and I understand why, but let me explain to you why this might actually work and grow my legs more than you could even imagine. But obviously, gotta do something first. It's day one. Oh my God. Whew, you know, I actually forgot how much I genuinely despised doing legs. This is gonna be a really rough 30 days. You see, I'm keeping it simple, and as you probably noticed, doing workouts that are mainly focusing on my quads. See, the reason for this is aside from your glutes, your quads are the biggest muscle in your legs. This would allow me to effectively train them for 30 days straight to test the theory of nuclei overload training. But what is nuclei overload training? I mean, I've never heard Jeff Nippard talk about it, so is it real? So obviously your body is made up of cells, and in each of these cells is a nucleus. However, muscle cells have not one but multiple nuclei inside. These play an important role in the muscle's size, and the more you have, the bigger a muscle could grow. Essentially, by targeting the same exact muscle every single day, you could potentially increase the nuclei amount, further increasing size. See, I trained forearms every single day for 30 days a couple months back, and I did see growth in my forearms. That could have just been a fluke, so I wanted to test it on a larger muscle, being legs, and see if that theory really works. Let's rewind back 2 hours ago. So this is about 2 hours before I start my leg destruction, and the reason I'm doing this before I do any workout is because I have not worked these out so much. I'm actually scared that by one workout, they might actually grow. Unflexed, my legs are sitting at about 22.5 inches. And then flexing, really not much of an improvement there, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I mean, we're sitting at about 22.5 inches on both fronts. So the workouts you saw are mainly what I'm gonna be doing, and anything additional, I'll show it on screen. Full transparency, so you guys know I'm not skipping legs, because that is definitely not like me. We're at day 3, we've survived. My legs aren't in excruciating pain yet, so it's a very good sign. I'm very happy about that. But what I forgot to mention is I'm also gonna be trying to do legs regularly and just do my regular workouts on every 3rd day. I don't wanna look mismatched more than I already am, and trust me, I've skipped legs long enough, so I could definitely use some training with them. But a problem I'm facing is that I hurt my back a few months ago, which is why I really didn't train legs. And now I'm finding that I can't go too heavy. My body's just not used to squatting or doing anything for my legs. So I'm keeping the weight really low, and I'm just trying to get the most out of it with each rep. But because of this, I'm also getting really good pumps, and believe it or not, I don't want to say this, don't quote me on this just yet, because I'm sure in a week I'll hate it. But right now, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying doing legs. I know every guy shies away from these because they're like ridiculously sus. They probably found 15 of these at Diddy's house, but these are actually so underrated. I promise you, you are missing out on some serious thickness in your quads by not doing these. So make sure you include them, because even I'm doing them. Unfortunately, some workouts won't be done in a gym at all, just like tomorrow. See, I'm not always gonna be able to make it to a gym, especially on rest days or days like today where it's actually Thanksgiving. So instead, I'm gonna be doing the workouts from home. I'll be doing things like lunges and Bulgarian split squats, focusing mostly on the quads. Man, I really have no excuses now. With things in motion and no major injury yet, it's time to pick up the pace. Okay, I was surprised that I was enjoying legs, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm feeling better than I ever have. And not just my legs. My lower back doesn't hurt at all. I feel like my body is actually getting stronger as a whole. Like my core is getting stronger, I'm assuming from all the squatting, but I just feel great. My leg pumps are amazing. I'm not feeling injured at all. But my God, these babies, they are definitely growing. I'm proud. I'm very proud of myself. And another thing, despite me doing full legs every 3rd day and still doing quads every single day, I'm not nearly as sore as I would have expected. Like, I thought by now I'd be walking like a zombie from The Walking Dead, but I'm really not. Like, I'm handling it well, almost like my body is recovering, but it theoretically can't. It can't be recovering, so. Now, when I said I was enjoying doing legs, I genuinely meant it, even going as far as trying new machines that I'd normally shit myself at the thought of. Never in a million years did I picture myself ever doing a machine like this, but hey, there I am. Yeah, one wrong move and that goes from a leg press to a saw trap, but unfortunately, it wouldn't be that machine that would get my legs to start hurting. I knew I couldn't skate by without getting injured, and I knew it was bound to happen. And surprisingly, it's not my lower back. It's my my knees, which is something I really didn't take into account. I thought this would be good for my muscles, but I didn't realize it would be terrible for my joints. Doing legs every day, like, that's idiotic. It's not a horrible pain to the point where I can't work out at all. I just think I'm gonna have to adjust my movement so I use less knee. So for example, deep squats, those hurt my knees, but something like a leg extension, that really doesn't. And I'm also gonna do something else. I actually have a pro tip. Pro tip for legs. How to avoid knee pain. See, right now my knees are starting to sound like a fresh bowl of Rice Krispies every time I squat. So to combat that, I'm walking backwards on a treadmill. By doing this on a slight incline, it's going to strengthen the supporting muscle of the knee and eventually relieve some of that pain. However, even though I did incorporate this solution, it didn't fix the fact that my legs and joints were still getting absolutely destroyed. Oh man, this is not good at all. I'm still trying to squat and just not go as deep so I can kind of, keep the stress off my knees as much, but it's not even just my knees. It's like every single joint in my body. My ankle has been in so much pain the last week. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up for, but luckily we don't have much longer left. If you do have any knee pain and you wanna still do legs, this is the perfect thing to do. Leg extensions are the only thing where you can get a full range of motion with your quads. Look at me, what am I, a fucking Mike Israel now? Suddenly I know everything about legs, right? As my knowledge of training legs went up, so did the size. This would soon be proven as we went into the final workout. We have made it. Tomorrow we find out if I've wasted the last 30 days or if my crazy method actually worked. But for now, gotta do what I do best. Well, I guess what I do best as of now, train some legs. I have never felt this much fullness in my legs. If they didn't grow, I'm gonna genuinely be so surprised. Tomorrow we find out the truth and also find out all of the negative experiences that I've had in these last 30 days. Because whether they've grown or not, this has not been an easy time. 30 days of legs every single day. Constant squats, constant quad extensions, constant knee pain. It's all led to this very moment. The point where we find out, did I waste my time or did my legs actually grow? We're gonna measure my legs in a second, but what I can say is that whether they grew or not on the measuring tape, they've definitely gotten more definition, and I've had better pumps and better mind-to-muscle connection with my overall legs than I ever had in the past 7 years. For the most part, I did enjoy it, except for the points when I did get pain, which brings me to the negatives. Your legs take up half of your body, so you use the most energy when you're training them. So imagine doing that every single day. You can imagine that I did turn into a zombie from The Walking Dead, but not because I was limping, because I had no energy, no life. That made it so much harder, but also more challenging, which is why I'm really proud of myself for being able to stick with this. So let's see if there was a method to my madness. Did it work? Before we measure it though, there was one part of my legs that I did not work out at all, and those were my calves. So if you want to see me do some challenge with those, then subscribe. I won't take it personal, I understand, but let's see how we did. Before the challenge, my legs came in both flexed and unflexed at 22.5 inches. So unflexed, we are just about 23. So already unflexed, that's a 1/2 inch growth, so that's pretty good. All right, moment of truth. Flexing, it's just breaking 23 again. It seems to be like the same measurements on both sides. So I'm very happy with that result. Did it work? I'd like to think so. I did have better growth when I did my forearm. So if you want to watch that, click the screen now and check it out. And like I said, subscribe if you want to see me do something with calves.